Friday's third video for you. Its first news story is about the arrests of journalists in Tigray. In a previous video, I reported about the arrests of 5 journalists in Tigray. So far, no official statement from Tigray government, but now we have names of these journalists reportedly who have been arrested. Second news story is about Tefera Mamo, Special Amhara Special Force former chief. Amhara region Supreme Court ordered his release on bail for 30,000 Ethiopian birrs. Has he been released or is he still in custody? Third news story is about Jawar. Viewers, we know that Jawar is touring Europe. He was in Germany, then France, then the Netherlands, and today he was due to speak in Stockholm, Sweden. Oromo Liberation Front 2 days ago wrote a letter to OFC, Oromo Federalist Congress, Jawar's party, requesting that Jawar should not use OLF flag at his programs in Europe. What happened today? What happened in Sweden was their OLF flag. The program was held just an hour ago. Next news story is from Afar, viewers. A humanitarian organization has released an alarming report about humanitarian situation in Afar. And lastly, we have a new story about the value of Ethiopian Birr against US dollar. Where does Ethiopian Birr stand against US dollar at this point of time in open market and on black market? Firstly, viewers, first news story is from Tigray. 5 journalists have been arrested there. I don't know why Tigray government is silent. So far, no statement from Tigray government. No news on Tigray TV, DW TV. Gata Chorda is silent as well. Have the journalists been arrested or not? Rumors are going around. Not rumors. Voice of America has shared a detailed news story. Voice of America, Amharic, interviewed the lawyer of these journalists as well. So now it's not a secret. But so far, no official statement from Tigray government. Who are these 5 journalists? What are the charges against them? The names which we have received, though unconfirmed, because official confirmation is awaited from Tigray side. The 5 journalists are firstly Tishome Timalio, first one, Tishome Timalio. Secondly, Miss Gina Siom, Hub Halifom. Fourthly, Halimichael Gassase. Fifthly, Daoud McCannon. These 5 journalists reportedly are in custody. They were working for Tigray TV. Now, Tigray officials are saying unofficially that these 5 journalists were involved in anti-peace activities and they were collaborating with enemies. But no details. What were they doing? Were they leaking any information? Were they sharing something which was not allowed? So the charges are not specific. The lawyer of these 5 journalists has confirmed that these 5 journalists are in prison and police is filing official charges against them. Their family members and relatives, they have also talked to some news outlets and they are confirming the detention of these 5 journalists. I think Tigray government must clarify why were these 5 media workers arrested. What are the charges against them? Second news story is about former chief of Amhara Special Force. Brigadier General Tefera Mamo in custody for more than a month. Last month, he was arrested in Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital. Then he was transferred to Bahir Dar. He was on physical remand into police custody. And today, Amhara region Supreme Court granted bail to Tefera Mamo for 30,000 Ethiopian birrs. Question is, has he been released or not? Has he joined his family or not? Tefera Mamo's wife Manan Halle a few hours ago said that she was trying to secure the release of Tefera Mamo. So has he been released? Yes. Tefera Mamo has been released, viewers. It has been confirmed that he has been reunited with his family. He was the top arrest in Amhara region. There are thousands other in detention in Amhara region, but Tefera Mamo is out of prison. No news about the release of others like Temascan Dasalin, Salman Shome and others. A third news story is about Jawar, who is touring Europe and then he'll start his tour of North America. And he was in Germany first, then he traveled to Paris. Third visit was in the Netherlands, and just an hour ago he appeared in Stockholm, Sweden. We know that 2 days ago Oromo Liberation Front, political party, led by Dawood Ibsa, released a statement. It wrote a letter to OFC, Jawar's party. It asked Jawar's party that Jawar should not use OLF's flag, which was seen in the Netherlands, in France, when Jawar delivered a speech there at diaspora gatherings. So what happened there at the program in Stockholm an hour ago? Was there OLF flag on stage? Have a look at this picture. The picture is from today's program of Jawar in Sweden, Stockholm. Yes, you can see OLF flag can be seen, it can be clearly seen on stage. So Oromo community is using this flag. Oromo community says that this flag represents Oromia. This flag does not represent just Oromo Federalist Congress, though OFC has its own flag. All parties in Ethiopia, all regions, they have their flags, but this flag is seen as a symbol of Oromo struggle, Oromo resistance. That is why once again we saw this flag at Jawar's gathering with the diaspora community in Stockholm, Sweden. Lastly, viewers, Afar region of Ethiopia, not lastly, we have one more news story left. Afar region of Ethiopia, where humanitarian crisis is worsening. Doctors Without Borders is an organization which has released an alarming report about humanitarian crisis in Afar. Afar is very neglected, viewers. Aid agencies have been neglecting, and we know that the area does not have well-built and extensive road infrastructure. So when people were displaced after TDF's military offensive, large number of them remained inaccessible to aid agencies. And Doctors Without Borders says that Dubti Hospital of Afar is unable to provide services to 1.1 million people who are relying on this hospital. People are traveling for days to reach this hospital, and when they arrive here, children have died just after their admission to the hospital. 35 deaths are being reported in the last 2 weeks of children. Malnourishment is a serious problem in Afar. Children are malnourished in Afar region and they are inaccessible. Aid agencies are not able to reach them, and it takes days for them to reach Dubti Hospital of Afar. MSF Doctors Without Borders organization says that there must be urgent intervention, humanitarian intervention in Afar to find a solution to this worsening humanitarian crisis in Afar. So, everywhere in Ethiopia, in Afar, in Tigray, in some parts of Amhara as well, in Somali region, drought there. You see, in Oromia as well, that humanitarian crisis is getting out of control. What is required is that all resources should be directed towards this crisis. Hunger, famine, eradication of hunger, famine should be the first priority. But the problem is that there are security issues, there are fears of a new escalation. That is why budget is going to military as well, lots of it. And aid agencies, foreign donors, yes, they are contributing, but situation is gradually improving. So, US has increased its funding, but EU has not resumed its support to Ethiopia. So, there must be a speedy progress to peace for the sake of these crises in Amhara, Afar, Tigray and Somali regions of Ethiopia. Lastly, viewers, what is the value of Ethiopian birr on black market against US dollar these days? What is the official exchange rate? 52 birrs, 1 US dollar. And people say that government has managed to maintain birr's value in the last few months. Birr's value has not declined, but that's not the case, viewers. On black market, birr's value has considerably declined. On black market, 1 US dollar is trading at 82 Ethiopian birrs. Official exchange rate, 1 US dollar equal to 52 Ethiopian birrs. But black market rate, 1 US dollar equal to 82 Ethiopian birrs. And people say that superficial measures have been adopted by the government to maintain birr at 52 birr equal to 1 US dollar. Real value has declined. Real value, 1 US dollar being sold for 82 birrs on black market. So that is why we are seeing that inflation is rising, food prices are rising, unemployment already on the rise, because real value of birr is declining. Government's cosmetic measures to maintain exchange rate at 52 birr, 1 US dollar are not working. Real value is declining. Thank you for watching.